No JC. No JC. No church. No JC. No one raised above him. No one raised beside him. No JC. Come from. No one raised above him, and no one raised beside him. Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters all over the world. I'm Yahoo to be in Israel. I'd like to give all thanks and glory to Yahweh by saying hallelujah, praise the mighty Yah. That's it and that's all. Now today's topic is sacrifices. I'm always hearing the Christians and everybody in the Mason say you have to have a sacrifice. You have to have a sacrifice. And y'all supposed to be sacrificing in this land and all this old junk. So I'm going to prove beyond the shadow of doubt that the Almighty Yahweh never demanded or wanted us to have a sacrifice to get to Him. A sacrifice is freely. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory for us to have a sacrifice because it's freely. It's something that you do on your own. Now, I'm going to start out with the word definition of sacrifice. I want you to read this here. This underline. I'll let this underline.
sacrifice, the act of offering something, such as a person's or animal's life
I
to
said it's underlined name.
the act of giving up some valuable thing or benefit for the sake of serving another purpose, interest, or cause. To give up something valuable for the sake of serving another purpose, interest, or cause.
Okay, so a sacrifice is something that you give up freely. It's not mandatory for just to have a sacrifice, but I'm gonna prove today that the sacrifice, the Almighty didn't, it was not mandatory for us to make a sacrifice because it's only freely. Now I'm gonna start off in the book of Hosea. Let's go to Hosea 4:6.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 6.
Yeah.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Hold it. Yahweh say, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That means that they don't know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So you're gonna be destroyed for not knowing the truth. Okay, read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because when the Torah-based Hebrew in this world try to tell you the truth, you reject it. Talking about you got to go to church, you got to be baptized, you got to have a sacrifice, all those lies. Read.
I will also reject thee.
And the Almighty said when you reject him, he gonna reject you. Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy Elohim.
See, they have forgotten the law of Yah, because ain't now law in the Torah, the Tanakh tells you that you have to have a sacrifice. That a man have to be a sacrifice or an animal have to have a sacrifice. No, that's a lie. Read.
I will also forget thy children.
And the Almighty said, I'm going to forget your children. That's reading bad things happen to your children because you forsake Yah. You go to church, you pay your tithes, and all this old junk. You celebrate all these pagan holidays. You eat swine. You're doing everything that's against Yah. Read.
As they were increased, so they sinned against me.
The more they grew, the more they sinned against Yah. Read.
Therefore will I change their glory into shame.
And one day he gonna change your glory into shame. That's what Yahweh gonna do to you. Okay, go to Jeremiah 4. Jeremiah chapter 4. Start at the 22nd verse.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish.
Yahweh say his people is foolish, yeah, because they always want to do the opposite of what Yah say. They don't want to keep the laws, the statutes, the precept, the judgment, commandment. They rather go to church, pay their tithes, be baptized, and wear crosses, and call up on JC, that monkey in the New Testament. Read.
They have not known me.
They don't know Yah, because if you knew Yah, you would put him first. You wouldn't be talking about no Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, or going through Yahshua or Hamashiach and JC to get to Yahweh. Because if you knew him, you knew what to do. I know him, because I know ain't no such thing as the New Testament or JC. That's how you know Yah, because you ain't going to be talking about nobody but Yah. Read.
And they have none understanding.
No, they are, no, you didn't.
They are wise to do evil.
No,
they are Scottish children.
They are Scottish children, mean they stupid. And the people here are stupid because they want to call up on everybody but Yah. You got to go through the Son to get to the Father. That's a stupid person. You got to have JC to get to Yah. That's a stupid person. Read.
And they have no understanding.
They ain't got no understanding of this book, because if they did, they would be serving Yah. All through this book, Yahweh said, I'm jealous. I'm the first. I'm the last. And all these other things that y'all say. So if you knew him, you wouldn't be trying to put nobody with him or against him or beside him and have to go through somebody to get to him. Because you can't know him. Read.
They are wise to do evil.
You wise to go to church. You wise to be baptized. You wise to do stupid stuff. Read.
But to do good, they have no knowledge.
But to keep the laws and the statutes and the precept and the judgment commandments of Yah, which is good, they don't do that. They ain't gonna do that. Okay, now Let's get on. I'm finna go to the sacrifice. Let's go to 1 Samuel. Now I'm finna start talking about, do we have to have a sacrifice? I'm gonna let the book do the talking. Let's go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 15. Yeah, 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh?
Now let's see which one y'all want you to do. Do we want to sacrifice or do we want you to obey him? Read.
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
Yahweh said to obey is better than sacrifice. He wants you to do what he say do. He wants you to listen to him. He wants you to obey his word. Do what he say do. He ain't studying no sacrifice. Read.
And to hearken than the fat of rams.
Then the hearken of the fat of rams.
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Okay, so rebellion is when you don't do what y'all say, you just like a witch. Witchcraft.
And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Stubbornness mean don't want to listen, don't want to obey, don't want to do what y'all say. Read.
Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh.
Because when the Almighty tell you to do something and you disobey him, you rejected him. Read.
He hath also rejected thee from being king.
And he rejected Saul for being king because he gave Saul a commandment to do something and Saul rejected it. Saul want to do it his way, or the people's way. You can't do it your way or the people's way. You got to do what thus say Yah. Say. Read.
And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned.
He acknowledged he sinned. That's good. But the Christians and the Messianics, they haven't acknowledged they sin yet because they still calling up on JC, this monkey in the New Testament. Read.
For I have transgressed the commandment of Yahweh.
He didn't keep the commandments of Yah. And the Christians and the Messianics, they ain't confessed yet. They need to. They know they ain't right. Even King knew, even Saul knew he wasn't right, so the Christians know they ain't right either. Read.
And thy words.
And they ain't kept his word.
Because I feared the people.
See, most people fear people. Most people fear the people. Still today. Saul feared the people, and everybody today fear the people. They don't fear Yah, they fear man. Read.
And obey their voice.
And you listen to what people say. You listen to what your pastor say. You listen to what your preacher say. You listen to what everybody else say. But you don't pay Yah no attention. Read.
Now therefore, I pray thee, pardon my sin, and turn again with me, that I may worship Yahweh. And Samuel said unto Saul, I will not return with thee, for thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh.
And how do you reject the word of Yah? Because when Yah tell you to do something and you don't do it, you rejected him. I don't care what it is. If Yahweh, if thus say Yahweh tell you to do something and you don't do it, you rejected him. So you is a sinner and wicked and ungodly and you unrighteous and you ain't no earthly good. Need to be dead. Read.
And Yahweh have rejected thee from being king over Israel.
And this is the reason why Yahweh rejected King Saul from being king, because he was hard-headed, stiff-necked, and rebellious, just like the people today. Hard-headed, stiff-necked, and rebellious today. Can't tell them nothing. They want to do it everybody's way, but the Yahweh's way. Okay, now let's go to Jeremiah 7. Still talking about sacrifices. Oh, man ain't studying no sacrifice. He wants you to obey his word. Jeremiah chapter 7. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 21.
Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 21. Thus said Yahweh of hosts,
The Almighty speak. It said, thus said Yah. He talking. Read.
the Elohim of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices, and eat flesh.
That's right. They need flesh.
For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices.
See, the Almighty said, I ain't commanding nobody to do no sacrifices. The book popping it. He telling you. I ain't studying no sacrifice. Read.
But this thing commanded I them, saying,
This is the thing that I commanded them, saying.
Obey my voice.
Y'all say, obey my voice. I ain't tell you about no sacrifice. Obey my voice. Do what I say do. Don't worry about no sacrifice. Read.
And I will be your Elohim,
Then I will be your Elohim.
and ye shall be my people.
And when you obey my voice, you're going to automatically be my people. Not no sacrifice. Read.
And walk ye in all the ways that I've commanded you.
Okay, let's go. Hold it right there. How you walk in his ways? Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 5. I hope we ain't through with that, but I want to show you how you walk in almighty ways. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 5. Now this how you walk in almighty ways. Deuteronomy. Yeah. Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 29. Now this how you walk in Yahweh's ways. Let's see if you got to have a sacrifice to walk in his ways. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 29. Oh, that there were such an heart in them, that they would fear me and keep all my commandments always, that it might be well with them and with their children forever.
Right, go.
Go say to them, get you into your tents again. But as for thee,
Read a little louder, man.
but as for thee, stand thou here by me, and I will speak unto thee all the commandments and the statutes and the judgments which thou shalt teach them, that they may do them in the land which I give them to possess it.
Now that's what the Most High wants you to do. Read.
Ye shall observe to do therefore as Yahweh your Elohim hath commanded you.
See, when the Almighty command you to do something, that's what he wants you to do. He ain't saying nothing about no sacrifice. Read.
Ye shall not turn aside to the right hand or to the left.
Don't go do what you want to do. You want to have an excuse and substitute his word. Well, I'm going to make a sacrifice and I ain't going to worry about what y'all say. You supposed to do what y'all say. He ain't studying no sacrifice. Read.
Ye shall walk in all the ways which Yahweh your Elohim hath commanded you.
You should walk. That's how you do. You walk with Yah. Do everything he say do. Obey him. That's how you walk. Read that start over again. That's corn right there. That's how you walk.
Ye shall walk in all the ways which Yahweh your Elohim hath commanded you.
Whatever he told you to do, that's how you walk in his ways. Do what he say do. Read.
That ye may live,
That you may live.
and that it may be well with you, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which ye shall possess.
That's how you live a long time without cancer, without heart disease, without all these diseases. That's how you live a long time without all these diseases, obeying his word, not keeping on sacrifice. So when they tell you that you got to have a sacrifice, they lying. Okay, now go Deuteronomy 10. This is how you walk again. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth Yahweh thy Elohim require of thee?
Now he asking the question, what do y'all require? Let's see what he require right quick. Read.
But to fear Yahweh
He
thy
wants you to fear him,
to walk in all his ways,
walk in all his ways,
and to love him,
and to love him. Because when you walk in all his ways, that means you do love him. Not no sacrifice. I ain't read that yet where he say keep a sacrifice. Read.
and to serve Yahweh thy Elohim
And to serve Yahweh, not JC, Hamashiach or Yahshua, ain't saying nothing about serving them. Read.
all thy heart and with all thy soul,
With all your heart and with all your soul. Read.
to keep the commandments of Yahweh
To keep his commandments, Yahweh commandments,
and his statutes,
and his statutes,
which I command thee this day for thy good.
for thy good. That's what's good when you keep all this. This was good. Read.
Behold, the heaven and the
Okay,
heaven.
that's it. That's it, I believe. That 13. Yeah, that's all I wanted. But that's how you walk with Yah. So let's go back to Jeremiah 21 and start. What verse will we start at? Let's see, 21. Jeremiah 7 and 21. But where did we leave off at? Let's see.
Verse 23.
Okay, read 23.
But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your Elohim, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well with you.
Okay, I showed you how to walk with Yah. Read.
But they hearkened not,
But the people didn't listen. They didn't want to do that. Read.
nor inclined their ear,
No, they didn't incline their ear.
but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart.
Okay, they did what they wanted to do. They said, I'm doing me. When Yahweh told them to do this, they said, no, we're going to do me. I'm doing me. You know, so they rebellious and hard-headed and stiff-necked. They didn't want to do what Yah say do. They wanted to do it their way instead of Yahweh's way. Read.
And went backward and not forward.
They went backwards. Backwards the New Testament. They went backwards. Went to the back of the book. They went backwards, boy. And everybody today going backwards. Running to the back of the book. When you're supposed to be running to the front of the book, you running to the back of the book. Any book you go and store and buy, you start at the origin of the front. You start in the back. But when you get to the Bible, you start in the back of the book. Because the Gentiles that trick you, bamboos and hoodwink you to think you the New Testament is where you're supposed to start. Not in the front of the Bible, but the back of the Bible. You're a fool. Okay, what verse? Okay, read. Did 24?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm done with it. Okay. Let's go to Psalms 40. Still talking about sacrifice, but Almighty ain't studying. Everybody want an excuse. Do the sacrifice, but don't want to keep no laws. 40 and 6.
Psalms chapter 40, verse 6. Sacrifice and offering thou didst not desire.
The Almighty say he didn't desire none of this. Read.
Mine ears hast thou opened, burnt offering and sin offering hast thou not required.
He ain't required no sacrifice. The book popping it. Yahweh ain't required you to have no sacrifice. Okay, let's go to Micah. Micah 6. I'm showing you what thus said Yah saying. You still listen to what they talking about in them churches. They lying. Okay. Micah chapter 6, verse 6.
Micah chapter 6, verse 6. Wherewith shall I come before Yahweh, and bow myself before the high Elohim? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves of a year old?
Should I? Now, it's actually a quote. Should I have a sacrifice? Talking about a sacrifice. Read.
Will Yahweh be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000s of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? He hath showed thee, O man, what is good.
He showed you what's good.
And what doeth Yahweh require of thee?
This would Yahweh require of a person. Not no offerings of rams and sacrificing your son and all this old man. He ain't studying none of that. He finna tell you what he required. Read.
But to do justly.
He wants you to do justly.
And to love mercy.
And to love mercy.
And to walk humbly with thy Elohim.
And he wants you to walk humbly with Yahweh, with him. Okay, that's what he want. That's what he want. Not no sacrifice. Hosea 6 and 6. Hosea 6 and 6, yeah.
Hosea chapter 6, verse 6. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice.
The book say, I desire mercy, not sacrifices. So when they tell you got to have a sacrifice, they lying. Read.
And the knowledge of Elohim more than burnt offerings.
That's right. Read.
But they like men have transgressed the covenant.
They transgressed the covenant.
They have dealt treacherously against me.
And the reason why you dealt treacherously against him, because you're trying to do everything but the laws and statutes and commandments of Yah. You trying to come up with everything, all these lies. You got to have a sacrifice. It's all about a sacrifice. That's a lie. It's all about obeying the word of Yah. Read.
Gilead is a city of them that work iniquity, and is polluted with blood, and has troops of robbers wait.
Okay, that was it. Oh, that's for 6. Okay, all right then. Let's go to let's see. Mm, well, that wasn't Hosea. That's Hosea right there. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 61. Yeah, Isaiah 61. I think yeah, 8 through 10. Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 61, verse 8. For I, Yahweh, love judgment.
Almighty Yahweh said He loved judgment.
I hate robbery for burnt offering.
He hate robbery for burnt offering. Now He say He hate it. Book poverty. Read.
And I will direct their work in truth.
I will direct the word for truth. And what is the truth? Hold it right there. I'm going to show y'all what the truth is. Let's go to we're gonna come back to that. What is truth? Let's go to Psalms 119. Let's see. Psalm 119. Let me see what I want. Let's see. Let's see. What is truth? Oh, okay, here we go. Psalm 119, verse 151.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 151. Thou art near, O Yahweh, and all thy commandments are truth.
That's what's the truth, the commandment. So if you ain't got the commandments and ain't doing the commandments, you ain't the truth. Anybody out there that's got the truth, they keeping the commandment. So that's when you got the truth. Okay, go to Psalm 119 and 170, I think is, let me see. Okay, 72, yeah, 172.
Psalms 119, verse 172. My tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness.
And righteousness and truth is synonymous with one another. They go together. When you keep the commandments, you 1,000. You over everybody. The commandments is the only way. Not going to church, not being baptized, not calling up on JC, because he ain't a fart in a windstorm, calling up on a dead man. Man even couldn't help himself. How you going to worship a man? You got to be a fool. Go back to Isaiah. Okay, and that's what the truth is. The commandments. Read.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them,
He gonna make an everlasting covenant with them that's keeping the truth, they're keeping the commandment.
and their seed shall be known among the
And
Gentiles,
we're gonna be known among the Gentiles.
and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them,
Everybody that see the ones keeping the law gonna acknowledge them.
that they are the seed which Yahweh hath blessed.
They have blessed. Ain't said nothing about no sacrifice. Read.
I will greatly rejoice in Yahweh. My soul shall be joyful in my Elohim, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation.
That's right.
He hath covered me with the robe of
And
righteousness,
I just showed you what the righteousness was. Read.
as a bridegroom decking himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorning herself with her jewels. For as the earth bringeth
No,
forth.
that's it. That's all I want. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 21. Still talking about sacrifice. We ain't got to have it. So all them people out there lying. The Israelites supposed to be sacrificing in this land. How they talking about they this and that and they ain't doing no sacrifice because the book say you ain't got to do it. That's why we do it. Yeah. Still listen to a jack leg preacher. He lying. What I said, Proverbs 21. Let's see. Yeah, Proverbs 21. Let's start the second verse.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes.
Hear what the book say. Everywhere is right in a man's own eye. Even when he a liar and even when he wrong, he think he right. You can't trust in no man. Read.
But Yahweh pondereth the hearts.
Yahweh gonna ponder the heart. Read.
To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to Yahweh than sacrifice.
What? But popping it, baby. That's corn right there, boy. Read that one more time. I'm gonna let you know, boy, that'll do it. Read.
To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to Yahweh than sacrifice.
Then a sacrifice. Ooh-wee. Boy, that's ice water. Okay. I got the chills, boy. That's so cold-blooded right there. Go to Psalm 15. Almighty, boy, I ain't even got to read no more, but I'm going to give you some more. Like James Brown said, I'm going to just give you some more. I'm going to give you some more. But boy, that was good enough right there, but I'm going to give you some more. Okay, what we going to say Proverbs 15. Well, I done got so hype off that right there, I done forgot what I'm thinking. 15. Okay. Start at the 8th verse. Proverbs 15:8.
Proverbs chapter 15 verse 8. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to Yahweh.
He said the sacrifice of the wicked. Because only the wicked going to say you got to have a sacrifice. You the wicked. Read.
But the prayer of the upright is his delight.
That's what the prayer of his upright is his delight. Read.
The way of the wicked is an abomination unto Yahweh.
And who are the wicked? The ones that going around talking about you got to have a sacrifice. The ones that ain't keeping his laws, statutes, and precepts and judgment commandment. That's the wicked. Read.
But he loveth him that followeth after righteousness.
That's right, after righteousness. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I want some more. What's that? Is that 9th verse? Yeah, that's okay. To follow after righteousness. There you go. Okay. Now let's go to Leviticus to the front. Okay, Leviticus 17:1.
Leviticus chapter 17 verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, This is the thing which Yahweh hath commanded, saying, What man soever there be of the house of Israel that killeth an ox or a lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer an offering unto Yahweh.
See, the door of the tabernacle is in Jerusalem. We ain't got no tabernacle in the United States and in Canada and nowhere else. You got to do the sacrifice. This is how you keep the real sacrifice when you're in the land. And outside the land, you wicked. Read.
To offer an offering unto Yahweh before the tabernacle of Yahweh.
For the tabernacle.
Blood shall be imputed unto that man. He have shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people, to the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto Yahweh, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
To the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. This is how you do a real sacrifice, not in the United States. Nowhere in the United States you ain't supposed to do no sacrifice. They lying to you. Only in Jerusalem, and I'm going to prove that after this. Read.
Unto the priests, and offer them for peace offerings.
Now, who is the priest? We ain't got no priest in the United States to offer no sacrifice to. The priest, the altar, and all that go together. Now, who is the priest? I know you don't know because I don't know. Read.
Unto Yahweh, and the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of Yahweh.
Priest got to do it, baby. You can't do it. Read.
At the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
At the door of the tabernacle. Where your tabernacle at in the United States? Where your priest at in the United States? Read.
And burn the fat for a sweet savor unto Yahweh.
Burn the fat, baby.
And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers which sojourn among them, that offer a burnt offering or sacrifice, and bring it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer it unto Yahweh, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people.
Did you know it was a sin to eat blood and fat? The Almighty ain't playing that. He wants your meat well done and throw the fat away. Don't eat no fat or no blood. That's a command. That's a law. Okay, let's go to Psalms 1. I think it's Leviticus. No, my fault. Leviticus 1. Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1.
Leviticus chapter 1, verse 1. And Yahweh called unto Moses, and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, if any man of you bring an offering unto Yahweh, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd, and of the flock. If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of
Notice the word if is there. If. That's not mandatory. If. Right. Read that third verse.
if his offering be a burnt offering, if his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will.
Of his own voluntary will. His own. Read.
At the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before Yahweh.
Okay, voluntary of his own. Okay, let's go to Psalms 54. 54 and 6. Yeah, Psalm 54 and 6 in this Bible. Psalm 54 and 6.
Psalm chapter 54, verse 6. I will freely sacrifice unto thee.
Freely, your own free will. Not mandatory. The Almighty ain't never mandatory with us to keep no sacrifice freely. Your own will, if you want to do it. If. Read.
I will praise thy name, O Yahweh, for it is good.
Okay, for it is good. Now let's go to Psalms 51. Let's see, Psalms 51. Let's see. Psalm 51, 16 verse.
Psalm chapter 51, verse 16. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it.
The Almighty said, I ain't desiring no sacrifice unless I give it. I give you what you sacrifice if that's what you want. Or give it. Read.
Thou delightest not in burnt offering.
I don't delight in no burnt offering.
The sacrifices of Elohim are a broken spirit.
Or a broken spirit.
A broken and a contrite heart.
Right.
O Elohim, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion.
Do good in the good pleasure in Zion, meaning Israel, Jerusalem. Read.
Build thou the walls of Jerusalem.
Build the walls of Jerusalem.
Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness.
Then will I be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness. We in captivity. We in bondage. We in jail. We in the penitentiary. The United States is a penitentiary for us. We ain't in our land. Boy, you got to be in the land to do a sacrifice. Boy, that's corn. Read that again.
Then shalt thou be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall they offer bullocks upon thine altar.
Then should they offer bullocks up on the altar. When you in Jerusalem, in Zion, in the Holy Land, with the priest, the altar, and everything, all the rituals that go with a sacrifice. You can't do it in the United States. So when they tell you got to have a sacrifice over in the United States, they lying. Ain't no truth in them. Okay, let me see. I think that's all I had on that sacrifice. But yeah, I wanted to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you don't have to have a sacrifice. You have to obey the laws and statutes and commandments and judgments of Yah. That's what you got to do for him. He ain't studying no sacrifice. He ain't studying no JC, no Hamashiach, going to church, wearing these crosses and being baptized. All that's wicked, evil, ungodly. You ain't no earthly good. You should be dead. Calling up on anybody but Yah, you supposed to be dead. Just Yah first and nothing else. So giving all honor and praise to Yahweh by saying hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Shalom.